Hello, dear friends. So, our lawmakers have just unveiled a new timeline for the next round of stimulus checks. This includes new deposit dates for the month of November. Republicans are also pushing for more relief payments to go out to a more targeted group of individuals. These checks may be worth up to $1,400. Friends, do make sure that you watch until the end of this video for the complete details. To say thank you for joining me here every day, I'm giving away 4 $75 Walmart gift cards every week. Friends, please make sure you click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. During the months of October, November, and December, I will be giving away surprise $200 gift cards to several of you that have been in this community for many months now. It is a simple gesture to say thank you so very much. So the Internal Revenue Service has announced that more than 9 million individuals and their families could be leaving money on the table by not filing a 2021 federal tax return. Just last week, the Federal Tax Agency began sending letters to those people it had identified who could be missing out on the payments. That money includes a third round of stimulus checks that were worth up to $1,400 per person, child tax credits of up to $3,600 per child, and the earned income tax credit worth up to $1,502 for childless workers, which goes up to $6,728 for filers with 3 or more children. Notably, families who received advanced monthly child tax credit payments in 2021 for up to half the value of that credit still have to file to receive the rest of the money for which they are eligible for. The American Rescue Plan that was enacted in 2021 authorized the stimulus checks through the Recovery Rebate Credit, and also made existing child tax and earned income tax credits a lot more generous. And as a result, some individuals and their families became newly eligible for the money, including those who do not typically file tax returns due to having little to no income. In addition, filers may also qualify for 2 other expanded tax credit, which is the Child and Dependent Care Credit, for up to $4,000 for one qualifying person, or $8,000 for 2 or more qualifying people. IRS Commissioner Chuck Redding said in a recent statement, the IRS wants to remind potentially eligible people, especially families, that they may qualify for these valuable tax credits. Millions of eligible taxpayers fail to claim the credits for which they are eligible every year. A recent report from the Bipartisan Policy Center said that was largely due in part to administrative barriers, such as misperceptions about the necessary qualifications and claiming complexity. The Internal Revenue Service emphasizes that claiming the 2021 credits will not affect eligibility for federal benefits through programs including SSI, SNAP, and temporary assistance for needy families. In addition, another tool will allow filers to use a simplified tool in order to claim the third stimulus checks, child tax, and earned income tax credits through November 15, 2022. That tool was recently updated to also include the earned income tax credit. Just to be sure, tax filers generally have up to 3 years from the original filing deadline to claim tax credits for which they are eligible. However, the simplified tools aim to streamline the claiming process for those who do not typically file. After the November deadline, those who had missed out can still file a 2021 tax return. According to Governor Wolf, there is also the Crisis Relief Statewide Small Business Assistance Program. This program would provide grants ranging from $5,000 to $50,000 to small businesses that have been economically impacted by the crisis. And among other things, businesses can use these grants to cover operating expenses. Indiana reinserts are still waiting on paper checks for the $125 automatic taxpayer refund that they should start to receive next week. The state will also begin sending out the new $200 inflation relief payments very soon. Indiana residents are still waiting on paper checks for their $125 automatic taxpayer refund that they should start to receive next week. The state will also begin sending out the new $200 inflation relief payments very soon. Last year, the state collected way more revenue than it had expected. And because of that, it triggered the state's automatic taxpayer refund, which came to $125 for every Indiana resident who filed a tax return last year. The state started sending that money out via direct deposit in May. That process is largely done, but paper shortages delayed 1.7 million checks from being sent out. Those checks will finally start going out next week. That is the end of my daily stimulus update video. Thank you very, very much for joining me here every day and watching the videos I post. The winner of today's Walmart gift card giveaway goes to Rodney Owens. Congratulations, my dear friend. To claim your gift card, please check your notifications page and send me an email, or you can message me on my Facebook page. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and blessed day.
After the latest nationwide data reported that consumer prices are rising at 8.3% year on year, the president suggested the country should be celebrating that they weren't rising even faster. Working Americans aren't buying that insulting spin. Middle-class families aren't rejoicing that daily life costs 8.3% more than it did a year ago. And listen to this, 13.2% more than when President Biden took office. In Parma, Ohio, one local grocer is working hard to keep her prices competitive, but admits, quote, "We've been getting hit with all of our suppliers with chicken, ground meat, everything." And in Fairfield County, the head of one organization that helps feed folks experiencing economic hardship put it this way: "I think things are going to get a whole lot darker and a lot more bleak before they get a lot better. We're desperately worried about food." Across the border in West Virginia and Fayette County, persistent high prices have one retired grandmother worried about how the rest of her family is making ends meet. She said, "I'm already stressed and trying to figure out how my daughter is going to pay to keep the lights on, get groceries, get school clothes, or her kids back." In Perryopolis, Pennsylvania, one shopper told a reporter that besides cutting back at the grocery store,